Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know as always I had been MIA because like I told you guys, I was just figuring like I told you guys, I was just figuring out stuff and I wasn't really sure about what I wanted to shoot, so I did ask a couple of you guys. I took suggestions and I'm definitely going to work on those. But for today's video, I have two concealers with me right here, which I'm going to put at test because I was really curious to know if this newer concealer that I just have found out beats the older concealer that I've been using for so long and I've been so obsessed with. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So the two concealers that I have with me right here are Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer, which is this over here, and I'm in the shade C10. And this another concealer that I'm going to put this against is Maybelline's new Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Treatment, which is this one. You can see I'm just about to get done with this because this is something that I've been really obsessed with, and I've been using this for the past 2 years. Even before it was launched in India, I got somebody to bring it from States because it was very affordable and it really helped me with my dark circles. Dark circles have been a bit of my insecurity for the longest time, and I've just always had them. I don't know why. I've had a lot of water, I sleep a lot, but I still cannot beat these bloody dark circles. So that's something that has always bothered me, and I'm always on this hunt to find the best concealer that works for me. And this is something where I kind of felt like I've really found something that works for me, and it's a great product. But recently I saw a couple of YouTubers, not Indian but foreign, use this concealer, and it suddenly hit me that, you know what, I guess Makeup Revolution is available on Nykaa. So I totally, out of no advertising, and I just like figured out myself that, you know, Makeup Revolution is available on Nykaa and I could just go and check out if they have this concealer, and they had it. But sadly the shades that I wanted were sold out, so I waited for a week or so and they finally got back in stock. And also Nykaa started publicizing Makeup Revolution very largely, and around this concealer there was a bit of a hype. So I kind of knew that people have now discovered that this concealer is like a gem. So I instantly ordered it and I tried it for a couple of days. I tested it and I haven't gone back to this. But I really wanted to show you guys the difference between the Maybelline and the Makeup Revolution's concealer. So I guess that was enough talking. Now let's get to the actual test. So I'm going to use both of these concealers without a color corrector, because a color corrector will actually ensure that both of them cover the dark circles, but I really want to test them individually and see how they perform without any color correction or anything under it. Like, I just want to be one of those girls who do not have to put 2-3 layers of like color corrector, setting it, and then the concealer to get out of the home. I just need a concealer that just like dab 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 and it does the job. So I want to put these two tests for that reason. And I've already have foundation on my face and my brows are done, and I do not have any other makeup on, so it's perfect to go in with these concealers. So let's do it. I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution one on my left side, and I will be using the Maybelline Age Rewind on my right, so that way you guys know it's on the left, this one's on the right. So let's start with the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. The best thing I like about it, it comes with a sponge. You just have to you know, just do this motion and concealer comes on the tip over here, and you just have to go like dab 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 dab, and you know, the job gets done. So it's great for you know, those purposes. It's like faster to use and it's not much of a hassle. So that's what I love about this the most. I'm in the shade Honey for this. So let's start putting this. So I like to put my concealer in an inverted triangle like everybody do, and I like just like to drag it a bit on my cheeks because my dark circles are pretty big and I don't like when, you know, you have this very visible triangle of a concealer under your eye. So I make sure I blend it with my cheeks, so that's why I would take it pretty low, as you can see. Then I like to let it stay for a couple of seconds, because once you start blending it in, and if it's too soon, then the product has not set onto your skin and it will budge. So I want it to set and just stay a bit, so that when I start blending it in, I do not take away a lot of product in the sponge, and I get the maximum coverage out. And then I'm gonna use this Makeup Revolution one. So this comes with a pretty big fat wand. I have heard a lot of things about this concealer. They are also saying that this concealer is a dupe of Tarte Shape Tape, which is, I hope it is, because I have not used it myself. I had somebody use it on me during a makeup session, so it was a great concealer, but I haven't used it myself. But I find the wand to be pretty huge and massive for the concealer, so you definitely cannot go in with this for a cut crease or something. This won't give you that precise application, but it's good for like a quick under eye motion. So I'm going to take this and just put this in an inverted triangle. So while both of these concealers are setting down, I'm going to quickly talk about their prices. Now both these are around the same price. I guess this is for 650 or 690, and this is also on the similar lines of being 6 or 650 or something like that. So the price difference is not huge, but the only difference that is in the consistency is that this is a bit more on the liquidy side, and this is lightweight. As I've put it on my face, like under my eye, I can feel that this is like pretty lightweight, whereas the Makeup Revolution one is more on the heavier side. It's a bit of it has a bit of a thicker consistency, also because it's going to give you very good coverage. I suppose that's why the texture is a bit creamy and not that lightweight as Maybelline. But I personally don't mind my concealer to be a bit on the heavier side or on the creamy side, because I'm somebody who's looking for extreme coverage. So I feel that it would be unfair for me to ask that my concealer be full coverage and lightweight at the same time. I mean, that could be, but come on, it's just 650 we are talking about, and if I get a concealer that does the job, and it just is a slightly overweight, or not overweight, or it's just slightly on the heavier side, I don't mind that. I have my dampened sponge right here, and I'm going to start blending them in. For blending, I use very soft motions. I do not want my concealer to be soaked into the sponge or move around a lot. So I would just go very, very lightly in, like so. Now I've used this side of the sponge. You can see it's stained for the age rewind. So now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to use this clean side for this side of the Makeup Revolution concealer. So the product is not mixing. So you guys don't say that it's cheating. So yeah, I'm being careful with the side of the sponge I'm using. Is different for both the concealers. So let's not worry about that. So the thing with this concealer is a little bit goes a long way, as you can see. It's literally so full coverage. It's and once you start blending it in, it is not even that heavy. Like I mentioned earlier, like it just vanishes into your skin beautifully. So now that both the concealers are blended, I'm gonna quickly set them using my Maybelline's Master Fix by Face Studio powder. This dome shaped brush from Wet n Wild, and just dip in the powder and just take off the axis and just go ever so slightly, tapping very lightly, just setting the concealer. Don't want to move it. So like a lot of tapping motions here instead of swiping across, just tapping it in. Then once I've set it using a loose setting powder, I just like to take my compact and put this big fluffy brush in it and just take away any excess that would have been there, because the setting powder is like white, So I don't want any white cast on my face, no flashbacks. So yes. So now that both the concealers are on, I'm gonna take you guys in a bit. I'm gonna give you a close up of my eyes so you guys can see that how they look really close and how they are settling down in my wrinkles and how much of a good coverage they have given to my eyes. So you guys can see that this is the Makeup Revolution side and this is the Maybelline side, and I personally feel that the Makeup Revolution side looks better because this area right here has gotten a good amount of coverage, whereas this area over here and here has not, because of the round sponge tip. Let me show you. So because of this round tip, it's really difficult to like go in there like so it's very difficult to go in there, so you know you cannot get the product over there. So this area has some of bit of a missing coverage, whereas on this side it's completely covered, and even it has covered a bit of a pigmentation on the upper eyelid, whereas on this side you can still see a bit patchiness. So that way I feel like the Makeup Revolution concealer has performed better than the Maybelline one. So now that I've put both the concealers on my face and I've given you guys an up close look at both of them, I have to mention a couple of things which I have found over a period of time by wearing these concealers individually, is that the Maybelline one would definitely crease and would go into your wrinkles and stuff, whereas the Makeup Revolution one does not crease at all. It's pretty long wearing. It won't settle in your wrinkles or creases or you know tiny fine lines. So that is a bit of a plus point that I get out of the Makeup Revolution one, whereas the Maybelline one does not really give that. Also, the longevity of the Makeup Revolution concealer is better than the Maybelline one. Within 6-7 hours of wearing a makeup, the Maybelline concealer would start fading away and your under eye circles will start showing up. Whereas if you're wearing the Makeup Revolution one, that won't really be a problem because that it does not go away. It's there and it's going to stay there until you're going to take it off by using a makeup remover or something like that. So that is a very plus point that comes with this concealer. I would highly recommend going for the Makeup Revolution one because it's new, the formula is great, it is affordable, it's performing better than the Maybelline one. I will leave the link to the concealer in the description box below. You can go check it out yourself. So that's all for this video, you guys. I enjoyed pitching both the concealers together. One is an old favorite, one is a new one that I recently discovered, and I thought I can share it with you guys at how both of them perform so you can make a wise decision yourself. You can follow me on my Instagram. I talk about a lot of products over there on my stories and posts. So make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Meera Ramrakhani and it's going to be linked down in the description box below as well. If you enjoyed this video and if you liked these battle of concealers, give this video a big thumbs up. If you would like me to pitch products against each other, let me know in the comment section below which would those products be. I would love to do a battle of products. It's something that I'm very intrigued about, the idea of, you know, competition between two products. So let me know if you would like to see that. And before you leave, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, follow me on my social media handles, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.